Tablets used to be the screen you grabbed to watch movies on the couch. Now, these ultra-large slabs of glass are actively campaigning for your desk space, trying to shove your traditional laptop out of the picture entirely. Motorola's latest entry into this battle is the MotoPad 70 Pro, a massive 13-inch device designed to be the only computer you carry. On paper, an ultra-thin touchscreen with high-end specs looks like an obvious upgrade, but the friction usually starts the moment you try to execute actual, messy daily work, like managing a dozen browser tabs while dragging and dropping files. Buying a premium device like this also means committing to a specific software ecosystem. You are tying your daily workflow to Android's method of handling file management and app windows for the next several years. The question is, do your specific daily habits actually align with what Motorola is selling, or are you buying into a highly polished marketing fantasy? This flowchart breaks down your primary screen tasks to help answer that. We can split your daily workflow into three main paths: heavy desktop applications, cloud-based media, or high-end gaming. All the raw processing power in the world is useless if the device puts up roadblocks on the specific path you need to walk every day. Motorola uses the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 chip to handle heavy multitasking loads. They pair that processor with a massive 13-inch 3.5K display running at 144 Hz, tuned to handle 120 frames per second gaming without stuttering. To back up that screen, the tablet includes 4 JBL speakers tuned with Dolby Atmos, built to push loud, high-fidelity audio. Driving all those pixels and speakers requires a lot of juice, which is why Motorola packed in a heavy 10,200 mAh battery. But that massive battery and 13-inch screen create a serious physical trade-off. The device is incredibly unwieldy if you try to hold it up with one hand while lying in bed or casually reading on the couch. If you are used to the standard 11-inch tablets that dominate the market, this extra width and weight will feel noticeably clumsy in your hands. The physical footprint makes the MotoPad 70 Pro a stationary media and gaming juggernaut. It belongs propped up on a table, not floating freely in your hand. Motorola heavily markets that stationary setup for work, leaning on their Tap, Type, Transform campaign to show off a desktop-style PC mode interface. Combining a physical keyboard, trackpad, and stylus effectively mirrors the footprint of a modern 2-in-1 laptop. But look closely at the fine print under that promise. The keyboard and stylus are only included with selected variants. If you purchase the base model, you are left with a giant piece of glass. 0 of the advertised productivity gains actually come in the box. This chart compares the true total cost of ownership. As you can see, the financial gap between the advertised starting price and the actual tier required to get the keyboard and pen is significant. Trying to navigate a windowed, desktop-style interface by tapping your fingers on a 13-inch screen gets exhausting fast. You need the physical trackpad to make that software layout practical. The advertised laptop replacement experience isn't an inherent feature of the tablet. It is a paywalled tier you have to explicitly buy into. To compete with Apple's tightly integrated hardware, Motorola offers Smart Connect, a software feature designed for cross-device continuity. This allows you to share files seamlessly, sync your screens, and keep your workflow continuous as you move from your phone to your tablet. The major limitation is that this ecosystem requires owning compatible hardware. It heavily favors users who already have a Motorola phone or a Windows PC. If you operate in a mixed environment, meaning your daily carry includes an iPhone or a MacBook, that continuity breaks down entirely. Looking at long-term viability, Motorola is promising full OS upgrades all the way through Android 18. They are also committing to an update timeline through 2030, offering security support for the next 6 years. A 6-year lifespan is a solid commitment. However, you are paying a premium today for a software roadmap that Motorola still has to successfully execute through the end of the decade. Spec sheets and promises only tell half the story. The real test is seeing how this device functions on different desks with different users. This chart evaluates your needs based on 2 critical factors: your reliance on desktop software on the bottom, and your need for media and portability on the side. The first group is the avoid category. If you rely on heavy macros, video rendering, or full desktop class applications, you will be frustrated by the Android OS limitations. Even with the keyboard attached, it won't run what you need. Next is the compromise category. These are budget-conscious buyers expecting productivity from the base model. They will find themselves with an overpowered, expensive screen and no accessories to get their work done. Finally, we have the perfect match. This is the one-device commuter or student. Their work lives entirely in web browsers and cloud apps, and they want a premium cinematic screen for gaming and movies in their downtime. But for that ideal user to actually unlock the promised productivity potential, they absolutely must purchase the higher-priced variant to get the keyboard in the box. By looking past the aggressive marketing claims and evaluating your daily habits, you can decide if this premium hardware actually serves your workflow, or if it just looks good on a desk.